Hello everyone, my name is Kiwi Camera V3, other known as Kiwi Camera 2. I'm here to go ahead and show why thermodynamics is the way it is. I want to point out some things that maybe not a lot of people have realized from it. Tragic. Alright, so, first things first. I want to actually show what the gameplay is in difficulty in my mind. So let's take this all right here as the difficulty. You know, we're going to go... Okay, I was going to make a joke, but then I completely forgot what the website is called. So, look at this wall. This is where the difficulty is. Let's say this is the lowest difficulty, and this is the highest. So, the difficulty of the beginning is supposed to be around here. Then we reach the drop. We get to the second hardest part. Stays that way, go UFO, it drops. Gets slightly higher, it drops. Keeps that way here, so I guess this is more of like here. And then it does drop to that lowest difficulty for the robot. And then we get to the final bit of the level in which it gets hard. It is the hardest segment, and then from there it continuously gets easier, except that one part, which is the hardest part. So, with that all in mind, I want to go ahead and actually show this in full. So you have here the beginning, right? Pre-drop is made to be easy and accessible, so that you can, as soon as possible and as consistently as possible, get to the drop. So now this is the second hardest, or the third hardest part of the level. Now we go past it. We got the UFO part. This is an absolute bastard to make. Like, golly, man. You see this part? This part is trash. I had to fix it up. Look at that. Look at that slight little slope there. I added that crap. You're not supposed to know about it, but there that is. That's to make things consistent, because I realize that, because you know how UFO physics work, if you screw up all the way here, it's going to bite you in the butt right here. Or here, specifically. So that's tedious as crap. Now we have this part. To explain this part, you know, yeah, the wave does look really difficult. It's actually pretty easy, in my opinion, once you get used to it. But the reason why the way it is the way it is because whenever I was making L1, I think, I end up making this entire part right then and there instead of the typical L2, because I was just really enjoying how it was working out. And I was like, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to keep this thing the same difficulty as it is right now. And that is how it is right now. Nothing actually changed about its difficulty. It is unironically, you know, the same as L1 or L2. Now you have the cube part. This is a little break period. You kind of just, you know, do your thing. You have a choke point here. You can get easier whilst also having to do a little bit of timing. Not too hard. You have your other choke point here. Then you have a little bit of timing. Then you get to your genuine break. You know those parts where, you know, everything just gets easier just to give you a slight bit of a break? Yeah, here it is. Then you get a slightly more difficult in difficulty. You have to do these pretty easy timings because, you know, I don't know, once you get used to it, you'll realize of how much it syncs with the song itself. So you can kind of rely on the song itself. And finally, we get to the genuine part where it is unironically a break, where you aren't doing anything. It's like that mid part of a long extreme demon where it's like, have a break, have a break. Something like from Niflheim, I think. If that's how you pronounce it. More importantly, though, it is like that break section. This whole effect here is to ramp up your expectations, as well as to ensure that the person is at the peak of their nervousness to carry out its difficulty. So here we have the second hardest part, and now we have the hardest part in the level, right here. After that, something I also like doing similar to the pre-drop is giving the player a true ending break where everything is just easier, and it is now up to the player's nerve control in order to succeed. Because if you can't contain your nerves, you're probably going to die here, which is really ironic because I can't. So you have that. You have one last choke point that's supposed to be a little simple, and then you have this little bit at the end, which isn't really difficult at all. In fact, I had to change it a few times because I was going to do the upside down, right side up, upside down, blah, 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 kind of bullcrap thing, similar to like Black Blizzard's End. I decided not to do that because that is too difficult and really dumb and frustrating. So I didn't do that. But I want to actually point something out to you as well, and not just the difficulty. I want to actually show the similarities. Thermodynamics, in its essential idea, was that it's supposed to be a parallel as well as a sequel series level. I'm not talking about sequel, I'm talking about sequel series. Electrodynamics already has its sequel song, and Thermodynamix is almost like a spin-off. And I decided that I wanted to give the essence of its predecessor. So let's see electrodynamics real quick. So here we have this one right here. And yeah, there are previous recordings, so I had to do this 4 times, 5 times, I don't know. Not this. Anyway, I want to show this off. Or show this. Now, I hope something you realize is how much it's paralleling, and to prove that, let me just go ahead and do this real quick. Just to show it in its full form. Because as you can see, I wanted the decoration to be the essence in which the original level came from. So, the entire point, though, is that it's supposed to... Alright, hold on. Wow, you know, the entire point is that you're supposed to work with me. Oh. You didn't copy and paste everything. No, that's fun. No, you did. You did. So, I want to actually show off the parallels now in its structure. How much it's directly correlated. Like I said, I didn't want to restrict myself in terms of gameplay. I wanted this to be a spiritual successor. I wanted this all to be, in decoration, to be similar to electrodynamics, as well as painting the parallels using the modes and the speeds, but whilst also not restricting myself from 2.1 gameplay, because this was made in 2.1, and listen man, I'm not going to restrict myself based off the gameplay. I'm here only specifically for the vibes of it, the essence of it, the gameplay of it. Here you got this whole part. Then we get to... Here we are, this little corridor bit here. And then it jumps in speed. Or no, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't. Anyway, so here you have this part right here. And then let's move on a little bit more. As you can see, it also goes into a little mini in the middle of it. Then we have the UFO bit right here. And now you can see all that happening. And here you have the added bit, you know, wave. Like I said, I wanted to add in 2.1 elements as well. Then finally we get into the cube part right here. And in the middle of the cube part, there is this spider part to go ahead and just, you know, have that there. Then we get to the ball section. You can see everything. You know. So I went back and forth taking references and inspiration from the electrodynamics experience and everything you would see from there. And I end up adapting each a bit of it in some way or another. Because like I said, one thing that I wanted to do is, while the decoration is different, I wanted it to feel like electrodynamics, but more metallic, more factory-like, and it's supposed to overall give the essence of what you're playing is a spiritual successor, a sequel series to electrodynamics, having its own little elements of its own to carry out its own standalone experience, as well as show off 2.1 gameplay in the midst of all of this in its own way. Anyway, that's all I wanted to actually show off. That's all I wanted to show. Hope you enjoyed. And no idea what I'll be producing next. Alright, see you.